What's up, everybody? I'm here with another book review. This time I want to talk about a book in the Adventures of the Bailey School Kids series. So before I get started, this is not a book series that's targeted towards me or my age group or anything like that. This is just pure nostalgia. I do have a little bit of nostalgia for these books. I remember going to our library, or media center as it was called when I was a kid, and finding these books and trying to read them and not loving them, but just, liking the covers and stuff. So I started collecting them a couple years ago because I do find them from time to time at Goodwill. And this book in particular is called Knights Don't Teach Piano, and it actually has an insert that I didn't know, like there was a fan club for the Bailey School Kids. But you got all these cool stuff. You got like a poster, bookends. There is a magazine, I think. Yeah, there's a magazine, and the joke book I do know exists because I actually do own it, so I did know a little bit about that. But I didn't know that there was actually a fan club for the Bailey School Kids, so that's pretty cool. The story itself starts off with Eddie, Howie, Melody, and Liza. They're at a birthday party. It is Eddie's birthday party, and it's like medieval themed or night themed, and all of the kids have these little shields they're running around with. And Eddie's grandmother tells him that she has a surprise for him. And this guy shows up. He's wearing like a suit of armor, and Eddie initially thinks that this is like his surprise, like he has his own private night that'll like get him out of doing homework and stuff like that. He'll get like a sword or a shield, and none of this happens. Instead, the knight hands him an envelope, and Eddie opens it up. That's the end of this chapter. They go to the next chapter, and it turns out that it's like piano lessons. And it doesn't take long for all of the kids involved here to get involved in the piano lessons because the kids' parents all sign them up because they hear about Eddie going. And yeah, after this, they see this guy who I don't think I mentioned his name. His name is Mr. Lancelot. They're in the park, and they hang out at this like oak tree thing throughout the book series, and they see this big horse riding around, and they see Mr. Lancelot riding on the horse. I think this is like a day after all of this, so it's kind of weird that he's dressed up as a knight. Um, they end up going to the house. They go two at a time, and first it's Howie and Eddie. They go, and Eddie sneaks off and goes into the kitchen, and he has this bowl of sugar cubes, and he eats a few of them, and he puts them in a shirt pocket. He goes into this room that's next to the kitchen, and there is these empty suits of armor sitting around this table, and Eddie ends up tripping, and he sees this curtain. He looks out this curtain, and he sees like this old stone barn thing. So he goes outside, and there's this giant horse out there, and the horse ends up eating his sugar cubes that's in his pocket, and that's the end of that. I do want to point out that this book series is not scary at all, but it was a little weird for this random guy to have this like empty suits of armor sitting around this table. That scene was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So they end up. He ends up leaving, and it doesn't take long for Eddie to think that this guy here is a knight trying to take over Bailey City. After this, none of the kids believe him. Howie actually points out that his name is like Lancelot. I think it's him that points it out. His name is like Lancelot, and he could be named like Lancelot from the stories of Lancelot and King Arthur, which I don't know much about. And it turns out that we learned that King Arthur, who was like the king of Camelot, um, uh, Lancelot like took over his throne or whatever, and they had a wizard that like helped King Arthur live like a long time, live forever, or something like that. And they think that that's what's going on here. So after this, Melody and Liza they sneak over there, and Liza's learning piano and she's messing up. So Melody kind of sneaks off this time. She finds the room that Eddie talks about, and she ends up tripping. And when she trips, she has these like music notes in her hand, and they fly everywhere. And she finds like blueprints for Bailey City, and she thinks that he's trying to take over Bailey City as well. And yeah, that's basically Knights Don't Teach Piano. There's not much to this book. This book is like 66 pages. But yeah, this is a fun little book series. I do recommend for much younger kids. Uh, so yeah, if you're actually looking for something, if your kid is kind of scared of Goosebumps and kind of wants to just try something, I suggest Bailey City, Bailey School Kids. They're pretty fun. Yeah, I give Knights Don't Teach Piano. These are hard to rate too because there's not much there. I mean, they're very simplistic. This new person moves in and they think that there's something and they're not. They don't know. I will say that there's other knights that come in later on, and that was pretty fun. And the whole tie-in towards the end, I thought was done really good. And yeah, I give Knights Don't Teach Piano a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was pretty good. Um, Probably not my favorite of the series. Please let me know in the comments below if you've read this, or is this series nostalgic to you? They are for me. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.